I'm about to step in the ring for the fight of my life. Hit my knees and I strap on my gloves. Boy, I've been prepping since like I was 7. And thing is, I'm already covered in blood. Walking in love, this for the ones who been stuck in the mud. Searching for hope. Trust me, I know what it feel like to drown in my problems, but God came and threw me the rope. Can't wait to look in his eyes. All of my life I've been battling lies. I found the truth and took off my disguise. Come from my head, I still live for the prize. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I was in the city going down, trying to blow. Everything changed when I learned to let it go. Hopping on stage, I ain't in it for the show. Only got one life, so I gotta let them know. Talk about real. I seen a man's whole bad hill. I seen a woman drooling out the mouth. I seen the demons in the cast it out. I seen my brother throw his hoe, vaping the late. Seen smooth heal from the dark. I seen the spirit change my own heart. Can't tell it all, but this a good start.
All right, everybody. Welcome to episode 1 of the Floor Generals podcast. My name is PJ.
I'm Cody.
And we just want to give you guys some background information about ourselves since this is the first episode, and obviously you guys know nothing about us unless you're one of our friends following. But for starters, like I said, my name is PJ. I'm 22. I just graduated from the University of Nebraska, and I currently live in Nebraska. I wanted to start this page because I'm a huge NBA fan. If you've seen any of our past videos, you might have seen that I'm a Lakers fan. But yeah, we started this page because we wanted to talk basketball and show some highlights, talk about free agency, all that stuff. And we wanted it to be somewhat serious, but also not like too analytical or stats based. We just wanted it to be more of like casual conversation. So yeah, I'm gonna pass it over to Cody.
All right, so like I said earlier, I'm Cody. I just graduated from Buena Vista University. I'm 22 years old, and I also live in Nebraska. And so yeah, like what you said, we just kind of made this page because we like the NBA, we like following it, we like talking about it. So we just kind of wanted to share that with all you guys and just kind of give just like kind of like two Joe Schmoes ideas on stuff. So that's basically what we're doing here.
So first off, we wanted to talk about like how we became NBA fans, and for me, I've been an NBA fan like my entire life. Like I've played basketball since I was in grade school, and I've always watched closely. And like I mentioned earlier, I'm a Lakers fan, and growing up, my dad and I used to watch games, and I was a huge Kobe Bryant fan, and I've just stuck with him ever since then. I try to follow him as closely as I can, even though some seasons it's been rough, like after the Kobe, Dwight, Steve Nash era, it was tough to watch. And then last season, the first season with Russell Westbrook, LeBron, and AD between injuries and whatever Westbrook was doing, that was also a tough watch as well. But yeah, I really like the NBA. I like obviously all the great players and great teams you watch, but I also like there's like almost like a drama side to it. Like in the free agency like era, you see all these players, like it's come down to the wire, all these teams trying to get these players, and they almost make it like a reality TV show, like where they're going, and it's just super entertaining throughout the year because you have in season and then off season, and they're both, yeah, super fun to follow.
So I am a Pistons fan, and how I kind of became an NBA fan, I really wasn't for like when I was like really young, for most of my childhood, I really just didn't watch a ton of basketball. I was an NFL guy. Big Packer fan also, by the way. But so that was just kind of my thing. I'm just never really super into basketball. Like I watched like finals and stuff, but other than that, I just wasn't really into it. And then what kind of got me into it was watching Blake Griffin at Oklahoma during the tourney. Blake was one of like the flashiest players then. He was super cool. I loved him. He was super fun to watch. So when he got drafted by the Clippers, I was a Clipper fan. That's what got me into the NBA. I didn't follow them super like religiously or anything. Like I would see how they did every year. I would see their first round playoff exit every year and be disappointed, but then that'd be kind of about it. But I kind of started to really get into it. And then like the first season I was kind of like really into basketball, Blake got traded to the Pistons. So I was kind of at a point where I could either stay a Clippers fan and they were in the middle of their kind of blow it up thing. They didn't have choir PG at that time. So I was kind of like, do I want to like stay with a team that I don't really know anyone, or do I want to follow Blake to Detroit? And unfortunately I followed Blake to Detroit. But it's been good. I've enjoyed being a Pistons fan despite the lack of success, but that's fine. Like, we're getting there. They were really cool with, like, Drummond and D Rose. The year Blake was an All-Star. That was really fun to watch. That really kind of, like, really got me into it. Reggie Jackson, who is almost in this. Yeah, he's probably better than Lonzo still, but
we have had this debate for years, and I want to share this debate with all you. And please give me your honest thoughts. He thinks that Reggie Jackson is better than Lonzo Ball and would take him on his team over Lonzo Ball. I think that is just the dumbest take ever.
Okay, today it sounds silly, but like today I would take Lonzo probably. You've probably won that argument. But my argument was Lonzo's rookie year when he was struggling.
He was a teenager.
I'm just saying. Reggie Jackson was a better player than Lonzo Ball at that point. And
but to still want him on your team over Lonzo Ball just seems silly. But anyway, segueing off of what you said about being a Pistons fan, we wanted to talk about like what's happened so far in free agency and with the draft. So, what do you think so far of Detroit's moves?
Pistons are winning right now. Like they have had a great offseason. Like I really couldn't be happier with what has happened between Ivy and Duran on draft night, and then obviously some of the moves that they've made.
You got Nerlens.
Yeah, like
Nerlens, Alec Burks.
Yep, they've made some just really good moves. Kevin Knox.
Oh yeah,
we get him.
Solid.
So I just think they've done a great job of just kind of like keep building this young core that they have, so they can all just kind of grow together, which is super fun to watch to me. Like, this is really cool. Like, this is the most excited I've been.
How do you feel about losing Jeremy Grant, though?
I mean, I just feel like it kind of had to happen. Like, it was just, I feel like everybody just kind of knew that it was inevitable just because he didn't really fit into our rebuild.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
I love Jeremy Grant. He's a great player. I think he's going to be great, but he's going to continue to be great. But it just kind of had to happen, and it kind of sucks, but
yeah,
kind of just what.
The move made sense.
Yeah.
I mean, they, like you said, they're going into trying to rebuild with younger players, and Jeremy Grant's already like established himself as like a good scorer and stuff, and he just doesn't. I don't think he really fits with what the Pistons are doing.
I will say that when it happened, the day it happened, I was a little disappointed because all they got was the first rounder in 2025 or something like that.
But
like
I'm pretty sure they got that back.
They did.
I'm pretty sure they got that back on draft night, but I could be wrong with the thing with the Knicks or something. I don't know if it was that pick, but they did get a pick back from, I think it was the Knicks, but I could be wrong. So,
but but when that happened, they just got that one first round pick. I was a little disappointed. I was kind of hoping that we would have got, like at that time, I was hoping we would have gotten like a younger player out of it. Actually, I was really hoping for Ayton out of the deal, but we just got that one draft pick, and I was kind of like, that kind of sucks. But then we turned it into Duran and Kemba, which is obviously just a buyout, but.
Yeah, Kemba's gone.
Yeah, but it was really cool. It worked out. Weaver, the GM, is killing it right now. I'm really excited about him. So
the infamous Weaver.
Weaver bombs are popping right now. So we talked about my team in free agency. Let's talk about your team. How do you feel like the Lakers are doing?
I've been on the fence because I'm still waiting for that Kyrie bomb. I will say so far, I mean, so the Lakers don't have cap space. Like, they don't really have the luxury that, like, the Pistons do with, like, the moves they can make. So, like, it has to be, like, vet minimum deals. So, they've signed Lonnie Walker, which it isn't official, but it better be. Troy Brown Jr., and then Damian Jones, who I was kind of upset because he played for the Lakers. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but he was actually really solid, and I don't know why they let him go. But, yeah, I was happy to see him come back. And then, like, literally an hour ago, they signed Thomas Bryant, which I think is great. I think he'll play really well next to LeBron. But,
that's good.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that Westbrook for Kyrie. I mean, I don't know if it's going to happen. There's been a lot of talk about it. But I also do want to say that if we do have to run it back with Westbrook, I'm not going to be super disappointed. Like I know he played like not very well last year and got a lot of hate for it, but the Lakers or LeBron, AD, and Westbrook played 21 games together last year, so like we never really got a full sample size of what they're capable of. And like when you take two ball dominant players like LeBron and Westbrook, it's gonna take a while to mesh. And I think that with our new coach, that Westbrook has a chance to turn it around. So I won't be too disappointed if we do keep Westbrook. And if there are any other Laker fans out there watching, I'd like to hear your thoughts too, because I don't know. I feel like Westbrook gets too much hate because like he made some boneheaded plays. I'll be the first to tell you that and admit that. And there was so many shots to just backboard, like every single game. It looked like there was one of those. But yeah, I wouldn't be too disappointed if we kept him again.
So my thoughts with Westbrook, I really like Westbrook. Like obviously, like what you said, like there were a lot of stuff where it's just you gotta wonder like what he's doing.
Yeah, but wait, before you say anything else, he's one of the most interesting players to watch because he'll do one thing where you're like, there's no other player that can do that. Like some of the things he does with his athleticism, like he does so many things, good things where you're like, there's like maybe a handful of players in the league that can do that. But then he does something so utterly disgraceful, like some of his turnovers, and you're like, there's only a handful of players that would do that. He's like the most polarizing player in the NBA because he does things that'll blow your mind in a good way and a bad way every single night.
He definitely has his own playing style, and it's just it's a give and take with him. Like he's gonna make some spectacular plays, but then at the same time, he's gonna make some like boneheaded turnovers just because that's how he plays. He plays fast and.
Yeah, exactly.
I really think that, like, I clearly think he got way too much hate this past season. Because, like,
definitely.
There were a lot of people that weren't playing well, but just because he's he's on the Lakers, he's playing with LeBron, he's going to get...
like, the injuries, like AD has gotten a lot of hate, too. But, like, I mean, that's another thing. Like, you can't... Westbrook was, like, told to do something different almost every game because he was playing with new people every game. And he was one of the only players on the team that played the entire year, basically. He only missed a couple games, if I remember right. But yeah, I don't know. He's Westbrook. Like, but the one thing about him that you can't say about every like NBA player or like stars for that matter is like he gives 150% literally every single night. And it's like with that, like you said, like you're gonna get some crazy turnovers and stuff. But like I would take a player like Westbrook that is gonna, he's gonna try, and no matter what time of year it is, no matter what game it is, like he's gonna give it his all. So, yeah, I wouldn't be too disappointed with keeping him. But
and so like one more thing about Westbrook. So a lot of people talk about like how he doesn't make his teammates better. That could not be more wrong. Because I just saw a tweet today that was talking about like how Cody was MVP with him. Paul George was like in the MVP conversation when he played with him.
Yeah.
And then Bradley Beal was one of like the top scorers in the league when he was in Washington. So he makes his teammates better, I think.
Definitely.
But it takes time to create chemistry. And
yeah, exactly.
I mean, like obviously they played all season, but a season is not a lot of time to play with each other. Like So I think that if he's there again, it will definitely be a better situation than this past season.
Yeah, I hope so, and I'm holding on to hope. Like with Kyrie, like I said, but like. It's not going to be the end of the world in my eyes if we stay with Westbrook because I almost want to like see it happen. Like I want Kyrie, but I want to like see if it'll actually end up working. And if it doesn't work next year, then his contract's over and the experiment's done, so we can move on. But moving off of free agency, we wanted to do a segment where we pull up an NBA player random generator on this website and then say if they're overrated, underrated, or correctly rated.
Let's do it.
So I'm going to change this to 1 here, and we'll start with you.
Deal.
So the first player is Montrezl Harrell.
Montrezl Harrell. I would say he's probably correctly rated. If anything, I think he would be a little bit on the overrated side, in my opinion. Because I mean, like, he's just kind of like a dog in the trenches. Like, he's going to battle in there. But, like, he's nothing insanely special in my opinion. Like
Yeah.
if my team got him or whatever, I'd be excited, but you know what you're gonna get with him. And that's not a bad thing.
Yeah,
right?
he's a fun player to watch too.
Yeah,
Like he played for the Lakers 2 years ago, and he was fun to watch.
Yeah, like he plays with fire. He's exciting. He's physical. So
There is some like questions about his defense because like I remember when the Clippers played the Nuggets in the bubble, like he kind of got blamed for like a lot of Jokic's domination and then
yeah, but that's also Jokic. Too.
Oh no, yeah,
So
exactly. But like last year
two-time
against
MVP.
yeah, no, exactly. You have a point there. But like last year when the Lakers played the Suns in the playoffs, I remember he literally wasn't getting minutes because of his defense. But
Well, he's not the biggest guy either. Like he's
Yeah,
what,
he's
6'9",
kinda-
6'10".
yeah, he's
like
kind
that.
of undersized
Yeah.
for center. But yeah, I think I agree with you.
Yeah, I think he's a good like 6-man like bench
Yeah.
bench rotation player. I think he's solid. So.
All right.
You're-
Next player.
Oh, speak of the devil.
Speak of the devil, we have Thomas Bryant.
Fresh Laker.
Yeah, just got signed like about an hour ago, like I said. So this is gonna be tough to answer because if you asked me this 2 years ago, I'd say underrated because he played for the Wizards and like the Wizards haven't been the greatest the past few years, so people aren't really watching and no one really talked about Thomas Bryant. But like the last 2 years, he's been injured, so like I can't really rate him because he hasn't played very many games. So I'm just gonna say correctly rated. I think he's a good player. I think he's also one of those guys that gives you like 100% effort every night. Like when he played for the Lakers, even in his small amount of games and like in summer league, he played like with fire and passion and stuff, which is always nice. But I haven't seen enough of Thomas Bryant lately to give a proper rating, so I'm just gonna say correctly rated.
Yeah, I'll probably say that too.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he has made me some money in the past. He has, but so that makes me feel a little better about him. But
Wait, when?
I bet on him. I'll take his boards.
I love it. He's a beast out there.
When Hachimura's out, his
Oh,
boards
yeah.
are a lock.
Oh yeah.
But I just like what you said. He's been hurt. We just haven't seen him a ton because obviously he has been in Washington, and there's not a huge. I haven't watched a ton of Wizards games. In
Well,
my
it's
day,
hard
but-
to when the NBA doesn't give teams that aren't the Lakers, the Nets, and all these like high-powered teams televised games.
Yep.
As a Pistons fan, how many televised games have there been the last 3 years?
So 2 years ago, 0. Not one televised game for the Pistons. 82 game season, not one. Couldn't throw one on NBA TV.
That's where Stream East comes in clutch.
Oh yeah,
Shout out Stream East.
Yeah, Stream East is OP.
The amount of games we've watched on there the last 2 years.
You've saved us hundreds.
Stream East.
Yeah.
You don't need League Pass. Just
Nope, Stream East.
Stream East is a .live. I don't even know what it is. Just type in Stream East on your search engine. It's coming up first one. You can watch any game, anytime.
Oh yeah, it's clutch.
Yeah, it's saves you some money.
So, in this past season, going back to the Pistons games, this past season, we have the number 1 overall pick, Cade Cunningham. I think we had 4, maybe 5. One was when we played the Lakers.
Oh yeah.
So
wait, was that? No, I was gonna say, was that the?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't the
I
beef
forget.
stew tirade.
The attempted murder on LeBron. Yeah, I watched that game.
Shout out beef stew.
Nah, that was psychotic. Beef Stew, great player. Love the hustle. You're a boarding machine, but you have to. That was
I love the Detroit energy. That's what the Pistons should be.
Attempted murder isn't energy. Attempted murder doesn't equal energy.
Well, let's talk about the attempted murder that LeBron punched him in the face.
He literally right after he did it, he held his hand out and told him, "I did not mean to do that."
Well, he didn't mean to charge him, so.
Okay. Well, we could argue about that.
Anyway, Thomas Bryant, moral of the story. Thomas Bryant, correctly rated.
Yep.
So,
Okay. On to our next player. Okay, this is a good one. Tyus Jones.
That is a good one. I'd say correctly rated with the potential to be underrated. Like,
Yep.
I feel like he could have a breakout year this year.
He kind of did last year. Like, he was good.
Yeah, definitely. I would say that. I feel like he can continue to add on to his level of success.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he can be solid.
He
Like,
kind of got paid this offseason too. He re-signed.
did he
with
really? What was
Cleveland.
his deal? Do you remember off the top of your head?
I don't know. I'm gonna look it up quick. I want to say it was like, okay, 30 million. 2 years, $30 million.
Jeez, you did get a bag.
Yeah, like, and I think I agree with you. I think he's slightly underrated. Like, watching the Grizzlies games, like when he comes in, the offense still like works well.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
It's obviously
Well,
you get a step off job because he's not as athletic, but like he's a good shooter.
Yeah.
He's got good vision. So
And remember the stat with when John Morant didn't play, they
Yeah.
were like undefeated or something like that.
Yeah,
Like
they had an insane record without John.
yeah, which is
Tyus
crazy.
Jones.
They lost their favorite player and were still
Yeah.
winning games against good teams.
No, I definitely agree with that. I'd say
Yeah.
slightly underrated
Yeah,
as well.
that's a good one.
All right, next up,
Yeah.
Chris Dunn.
All right, yeah, we can run it.
I'm gonna level with you guys. No idea. I have no idea.
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know if I've seen Chris Dunn on a basketball floor lately. I do know in college though he was an absolute beast.
Where do you play?
I'm pretty sure it's Providence, but
That's off.
it was Providence or Rhode Island, and I'm like almost positive it was Providence. But yeah, he was a beast. I remember watching him in the tournament, but yeah, as of late, I haven't heard much about Chris Dunn.
Yeah, he's not in the news a ton, but
Yeah, he's not. Yeah.
put your name on the map this year.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Chris
Let's see
Dunn.
it.
Let's see it. We're sending out a challenge
Yep.
here. Let's make something happen this year. All right, so we're gonna go to the next one. Okay.
Jarrett Culver, I'll run this one.
No.
Jarrett Culver,
It's hard, man.
I would say severely underrated. I think he can be good. I think he can have a breakout year.
He's been in the league like 4 years now. What are we like?
I'm not gonna lie to you. He's
How long
been
we
a
gonna-
project, but I think he can do it.
I mean, he showed like in college. He's another guy like in college that was really good, but he played for the T-Wolves. Like, how is he not getting some time to shine? I mean, last year they made the playoffs and whatever, and they were good.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
prior to last year, surely he would have
There-
had an opportunity to make a name for himself.
I think I've seen flashes, man. Like I've seen.
Where at? Please tell me where you've seen flashes of Jarrett Culver.
They're all over.
Come on. I don't think I've ever seen like on ESPN or House of Highlights. I don't know if I've ever seen a Jarrett Culver highlight.
Oh, you gotta search a little, but they're there. I like Jarrett Culver. If
I did too. Coming out of college,
the way I would put it is, if the Pistons picked him up tomorrow, I'd be happy. I'd be excited.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I agree. Like he could be a project player, but it's been
Okay, yeah. In your defense,
it's been
probably correctly rated as of now from what we've seen, but I think he does have potential.
so correctly rated with a chance of
Yeah.
being eventually underrated, maybe one day.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I like that.
Let's go Culver.
All right, next one.
Ooh, good.
Terry Rozier. Before I say anything about Terry Rozier, I need to flush out all the bad betting memories on this guy because I have had some sleepless nights betting on Terry Rozier because every time I don't bet on him, he drops 30 plus. And then I do, and I'm sitting there watching a random Hornets game. It could be Hornets Trailblazers, and the dude scores 2.5 points. And at some games though, he scores 2 in the first half, and he'll end up scoring like 19 in the second half.
Yeah.
So you're literally on suicide watch the first half, and then the second half you're like, I'm never betting on this guy again because it's just a heart attack. But Terry Rozier, I'm gonna say correctly rated. Because, like I said, I watched a fair share of Terry Rozier last year simply because of betting, but I don't know. I think he's a little inconsistent. He's like streaky. Like there's stretches where he'll go off, and it's like, okay, like he's really good, and then other stretches you're like, it looks like he almost doesn't even like want to be there.
Yeah,
almost.
it'll shoot 1 for 9 from 3, and it'll just be like, ugh.
But like Terry Rozier at his peak is like a really good player. The problem is I just don't think he stays there constant enough.
I think like from where he's at, I think he's in a great situation. Like kind of being like, I know he plays at the same time, but kind of being like behind LaMelo a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a good situation for him. It's what kind of he is. He's kind of like a bench point guard at this point.
Yeah, and he can get flashy too. Like he has some plays where you're like, wow.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I think he's correctly rated. When he played for the Celtics, I feel like he's a little underrated because he was really good for them. Sure. But what are you gonna say?
I was just gonna say the Hornets announcers love him.
Oh yeah, the two beauties from Tennessee. That guy.
The free throws.
You know, Flight Reacts. There's a video of him watching the Hornets play the Warriors, and the guy that's that video where he goes, "Oh, Terry, two beauties," and Flight like pauses the video. And he's like, "What is this guy on?" He's like, "Why is this guy freaking out on a normal ass game?" It's like he's a good announcer, but it does. I mean, if you're if you watch your team and you're getting dicked by the Hornets and you hear that guy, Bridges, it's like, come on, it's a tough listen, but yeah. Okay, so you'd say correctly rated, or what would you say?
I'd say correctly rated.
Okay. All right. We'll do a couple more.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Gwen's Dort.
Dort, I would say underrated.
Okay.
I would say underrated. He got paid.
Yeah.
He got paid. Was it like a 4-year deal or something like that?
Yeah, it was a pretty good deal.
Yeah, like he got a bag. I feel like they're in a good situation in Oklahoma City. I probably wouldn't say, I'm biased, but not as, I think they're a little behind the Pistons with their rebuild as of this offseason.
Yeah, but they got like a whole arsenal of
players. But then, with Shai, Giddey, Chet, Dort, I feel like they're solid. Like they're going to be a decent, they're not going to be like, I don't think they're going to be like playoff contending by any means, but I think they got a decent squad.
According to ESPN, they've got their big three.
They got a new big three.
On draft night, if you look at our page, it's pinned at the top of our profile. ESPN had the audacity to post a graphic of Giddey, Chet, and Shai. I got roasted for that in the comments. It's Shai. They posted a graphic of them and said, OKC has found their big three. And we just thought that was kind of a crime to post because...
It's just a little premature.
Yeah, and we're not saying they won't be because, Chet could be insane.
They have great potential.
Yeah, but, it was just classic ESPN trying to get reactions, and they got our reaction.
It worked, but
they got us.
Be done.
They got us, but we had to show...
Just calling those guys a big three is just, it's not...
They haven't played a game together.
Then anyone's a big three.
Yeah, you can't
you could call Cade, Sadiq, and Bagley a big three. Anybody's got them.
Let's not get too out of hand.
Oh, it's not out of hand in the slightest.
Bagley, come on.
Bagley's gonna pop off.
All right,
I'm a big Bagley guy.
I agree with you. I'd say slightly underrated. With Dort, I don't know about you, but so he kind of exploded in the bubble. Remember when they played the
Rockets in the playoffs.
And
his game 7 was insane.
Yeah, he had a really good playoffs. I'm not gonna lie, I was like, there's just no way this guy does this again. I was thinking like a lot of people with the bubble, he's just playing this way because of the bubble, but he's actually really good.
I'd say he's one of the best defenders in the league.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd say he's a top 10 defender in the league.
Yeah, and he can shoot the three too.
He's
a good player.
He has developed, I think, probably better than OKC
and
thought.
I'm gonna sound like a casual. I really didn't know who he was until the bubble.
Oh, I didn't either.
And then now he's a bigger name in the league. So yeah, I'd say
I would argue to say he should be in the big three before Giddey.
Before Giddey, or I'd say, yeah.
I don't know. That's close.
I just don't know.
Well, it shouldn't be a big three regardless.
Giddey kind of popped off though last year without.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
He dropped some triple doubles.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Okay. Last one here. Who do we got? All right, we're skipping this one.
Yep.
Apologies. It was Etuan Moore. Not even sure where he's at these days. Do know in college.
Overrated.
Do know in college though he was a sniper for Purdue. But all right, going again. Might have to skip this one too.
Yeah,
Willie Cauley-Stein. Again, don't know if he's in the league.
I think he's just right on for the rating. Yeah. I think he's correctly rated.
Okay, we just might have hit the 3 most disturbing player. We just got Mike Muscala for number 3. So we're going to skip him. And I'm going to actually go ahead and say he's
Taking a
overrated.
stab at this one.
Yes, Mike Muscala. Okay, yeah, we're not skipping this. This is the last one, and this is to Mike Muscala.
I'll be quiet during this one.
Yeah, so the Lakers, my freshman year of college, LeBron's first year at the Lakers, we couldn't make anything happen. Like we were I think a 4th seed at one point, but like we just were mediocre. And it was like with Lonzo, Kuz, BI, and Magic Johnson trades away Zubats for Mike Muscala because he's supposed to be this stretch 4 or 5 that can hit threes. And this dude, I don't think he canned a single 3 while he played for the Lakers. And it was just despicable to watch. He's overrated. And no, yeah, he's overrated. And that's all I have to say about Mike Muscala. I don't want to ever say that name again. All right. So that is it for our overrated, underrated, correctly rated. And now we want to move into some bold predictions for next season. And if you don't mind, I have one.
Go for it, please.
That it could blow up in my face. So I know the East is really good. But I have a weird hunch and belief that the Orlando Magic will at least make the play-in tournament and somehow squeak their way into the 8 seed.
Really?
I don't know what it is. I think they have a lot of grit. They have Cole Anthony, Paulo, I think it's Paulo. Markel Fultz.
Mo Bamba, Jonathan Isaac.
Mo Bamba Isaac's coming back, and then Jalen Suggs. Oh, and Franz Wagner. They have.
Don't they have both Wagners?
Yeah, Moritz is not as good as Franz. He's a solid.
He got time last year.
Yeah, he played for the Lakers too, but that's a different story. But I think they're young, but like those 7 players, 6 players, like are like legit guys, except for maybe and Wendell Carter Jr.
Oh, true.
They have like they have a better young core than the Pistons.
I would not go that far.
You're kidding, bro. The names I just read.
I heard them all. I heard them all. Don't worry.
Those are all like
they have snuck, like their rebuild was very slow
and quiet.
Yes, but then
dude, now
this offseason, really not even this offseason, they've just done it. Like they just kept building it.
Yeah,
quietly.
It's been like 5 years, and they have just silently built.
5 years. It's been like 2 or 3.
You're right.
When they blew up like Vooch and everybody.
Well, that was 2 years ago, or a year ago maybe. But
I think that was 2 years ago.
But I'm trying to think. So Cole Anthony was recent. That was not this past season, the previous season. Yep. Markel Fultz was in
2 years ago.
18. Right? No, that was in 2018.
Was it 18?
Because he was the first pick. Lonzo was 2. Tatum was 3.
Oh yeah, Fultz. Sorry, I was thinking of.
He's the oldest out of them. Which is maybe Wendell Carter might be.
Wendell's young.
Oh, and they have R.J. Hampton. They have like 8 young guys that like have the potential to be like. A few of them have potential to be like superstars, and then other like.
They bring back T-Ross
role players. I don't know. They brought back Gary Harris too, and he's relatively young. But
yeah, true.
Like I think they have a really good young team, and it might be a little premature to say they're gonna make it next year. But if they don't next year, then lock it in for the following year. I think they're gonna be really good. That's kind of my.
I don't hate it. When you said it, okay, as a Pistons fan, when you said it, I was like, ugh. But I do not hate the Magic in the slightest. I think they're cool. I didn't even. They really weren't even a thought to me when I thought about that. Yeah, like I just.
Well, then when you said that it's been quiet, it's been quiet.
Yeah, like you
like they
the Magic have just been. Yeah.
No, except for in the bubble, weren't they? Well, I want to say they were the 8 seed in the bubble, or was it the bubble or the year before that, where DJ Augustine hit that game winner against the Bucks?
They won game 1 and then lost next 4.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna look that up and see
true.
when that was.
They were. So my roommate in college, shout out Chris. He's a Magic fan. I'm a Pistons fan. Our sophomore, junior year, it was very similar between the Magic and the Pistons. They were just a fringe 8 seed team, and that's pretty much all you're going to get out of each one. So the Pistons blew it up, and then a year later the Magic blew it up, and I think you're right. The Magic have had a faster rebuild.
It says 2020. So is that wasn't or was it the bubble? Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it was. Or am I?
I think they did it 2 years in a row, where they were the 8 seed and they won the first game. And lost the next four. I think they did it 2 years in a row.
Yeah, I think the game winner I'm thinking of by Augustine wasn't in the bubble, but then they made it again.
Okay.
They made the playoffs.
Yeah.
A few years ago. But yeah, Orlando Magic. If there's any Magic fans out there, I'm behind you. That's my team in the East next year. I'm pulling for them.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. I had to explain why because you didn't give me a chance, but
no. Okay, that was the bias coming out in me because if I want a team to make the 8 seed, I want it to be Detroit. But I do see where you're coming from. That's a good call. That's a hot take, but I like it.
You got any for next year that aren't biased about the Pistons?
I don't even think this is that hot, but so the recent move with Gobert going to the Timberwolves, I think that's going to fail miserably.
Care to explain?
If you saw it coming, kudos to you. That was the last thing I expected to see from Gobert. Because it was just, they don't need that, in my opinion. Because, I mean, I know that Gobert and Cat are different players completely. And this might free up Cat to be a little more ball dominant and free him up to play a little bit more like behind the arc and allow him to drive and shoot a little more. But they gave up a lot for him.
Well, and someone said this it was Twitter or TikTok or both. But like that lineup against like the Warriors going small ball, that could be hard.
Oh,
like,
definitely.
You're gonna have Gobert and Cat chase around smaller guys.
We've seen
shoot the three.
We've seen Gobert many times get cooked by smaller guys. He's a beast in the paint. Like he's a good defender in the paint, but he can't move, and it just kills him.
But if you bet on him to score over 10.5.
He won't. He's not a scorer. He's not a scorer. He's literally all he is a rim protector. And I feel like they kind of already and a lob threat. That's fair. But you'll get it 4 times a game.
I will say though, I think he has. I don't like Rudy Gobert. Not as a player. I've never really liked Rudy Gobert. Like nothing he does really excites me from a watching standpoint. But I will say I think he's gotten slightly underrated because he is great. He's great at defense. Like he really is.
Oh, definitely. He's a defensive player of the year candidate every year.
And he's had his moments. Like there's some highlights where he looks like he gets cooked, but like he's great. And I feel like he's one of those guys around the league that gets like consistently disrespected just because it's like funny to hate on him.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like he's
just not a flashy guy.
I mean, and then the whole COVID thing. I think that might have.
Yeah, that might have ruffled some feathers.
Brought a little bit more. The whole microphone thing, like that was kind of a.
That's just a bad look.
Yeah, that's it. But in his defense, that's a tough scene. Like who would?
Well, what are the chances?
Well, I know. Well, and who would have thought that? What was to come?
Oh, that's true
like,
too.
I remember when we were like, when we heard about it, I was like, okay, like I'm not really that worried. And then it literally has been a thing for 3 years. So
I said COVID was going to blow over in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that was the coldest take.
Well, did I know? Here we are.
So, but yeah, he got a little bad rap for that. But
that's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not you. I'm talking about Gobert.
I know.
Yeah, but I think he's gotten a little overhated. But
yeah, that's fair.
I do.
So who won the trade?
Who won the trade?
I can look up the.
Wasn't it like 4 or 5 first?
Yeah, I think it was 4.
Like that's a lot, but I don't know. I don't know if I can definitively say who won because like that is a definite upgrade for the T-Wolves, but they did give up a lot. And I don't know if they're good enough to where giving up that much of your future is worth it. You know what I mean?
Well, then does Gobert give you the same amount of wins as all those other guys did? I just don't see it.
It was Beverly, Jared Vanderbilt.
Here's the deal. So Timberwolves got Gobert. That's it.
Oh, Malik Beasley.
Jazz got Malik Beasley, Patrick Beverly, that fellow.
Leandro Bolmaro.
Yep. Walker Kessler, Jared Vanderbilt.
Holy
And then
hell.
2023 first round, 2025 first round, 2026 pick swap, 2027 first round pick, 2029 first round pick. That is a
First
bag.
off, did the Timberwolves get a single other player?
No.
I feel like in 2K this wouldn't even be allowed because you go under that like limit.
I know.
But maybe if you're in the off season, it doesn't.
I just don't.
I don't know.
I don't think Gobert is worth that. So my prediction, I guess, is that the Jazz are going to win this trade, and the Timberwolves, it's not going to bring in as much success as they think it's going to.
So shout out. You see that video of Brian Windhorst? I think that's how you say it.
I think I've seen it. Yeah, which one?
The video where he's talking to his colleagues and he's talking about Utah and he says like, now why would they do that?
Oh yeah.
So like he poses a good question though. What is going on in Utah? Because if you're trying to keep Donovan Mitchell and like keep him happy, you're trading away. I know that it was reported that like him and Gobert didn't have like the best relationship, but like you're trading away an all-star for 5 first-round picks, but I mean you got a 2023, 2025, 6, 7, 9.
If they want to keep Donovan Mitchell and continue to be a playoff contender, title contender, they have to use those picks for a trade.
Yeah.
Or pick up people in free agency.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't get it done with what they had, and I feel like adding Beasley and Beverly to this is
Vanderbilt's good too.
Vanderbilt, yeah, that's right.
He's a good role player.
Yeah.
And Kessler could be really good. He was really good in college.
I'm gonna level with you. I haven't seen much from Kessler.
He's the guy from Auburn. He's a tall 7-footer.
Oh, okay. I think I know you're talking about.
He had some crazy stat with blocks, like a ridiculous amount.
I remember that.
Minutes per game.
Yeah,
or something
I remember that.
Like he could be really good.
Yeah, that's fair. But that's not going to help him
now.
Yeah, that's what.
Unless he's
not that Mitchell's young not that Mitchell's old by any means, but I don't think he wants to stick around for 4 years to watch guys develop.
That's what I'm saying. And then they traded away Royce O'Neal too for another first-round pick to the Nets.
Yeah.
And that's when Windhorst got off his rocker and went full like CSI agent mode to try and figure out what is going on in Utah.
Why would they do
that? He literally is treating.
I love him.
Oh, I know.
The Windhorst bombs are beating Woj bombs.
Dude,
100%.
I saw this tweet. Like he's winning this free agency simply because of that video. Like that was so funny, and he was treating his colleagues like they were like children. And he was a teacher at inside recess reading him a story. He's like, now why would they do that? And then they'd guess and they'd try and come up with an answer for it and be like, no, that's not why. And he'd correct them. And it was just, you never seen anyone say something like that on those talk shows. But
okay, I have a question. So we're still doing predictions for next season.
Yeah.
I think we got to address it. Where's Kevin Durant going? What do you see? Because I heard a thing that he said he wasn't interested in any team that had less than 2 All-Stars.
Okay, that report sounds like way too specific to be true.
Are
you sure it wasn't a ball sack sports?
I did not get sacked. There's no way I got sacked. No chance I got sacked. That's brutal if I did.
I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying like that is so specific. Like that would have to be like someone literally went up to Kevin Durant directly and put a microphone up to him and like said.
I mean, yeah, but
that like, how would someone find that out unless he said it in an interview or something?
He could have.
I mean, no, he could have. I'm just saying, I didn't. I hope you got sacked. If you got sacked live on a podcast,
we'd lose our credibility.
You would.
That's fair.
You would if you get sacked. All right, how are you gonna fight?
All right, so talking about KD.
Okay.
Where do you think he's going?
He's looking for his.
I'm trying to confirm that I didn't get sacked.
I don't know. So originally I thought it was going to be the Suns, but then I saw the report that they wouldn't trade KD unless it was for Devin Booker, which Devin Booker can't get traded because of the deal he signed. So unless they were trading for Ayton and Mikal Bridges, like which they still could do. Cam Johnson could be included. I think it'll be the Suns or the Heat.
Suns or Heat?
Because the Heat could give up Tyler Hero.
Would they give up Bam?
I wouldn't give up. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter what I would give up. It's what they'd have to give up to get him. I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. Like, that's a tough question because at this point, like, it's been, and that came out, that report. You didn't get sacked, but you got Hoop Central with 4 O's. It's not real.
That's real. Oh my!
That isn't real. Oh my god, man! You think that's real? It's a tweet from Hoop Central, and it has how many O's? 1, 2, 3 O's. It's not.
It could be real.
It's not real.
Providing accurate analysis.
Parody of Hoop Central. So you didn't get sacked technically, but you did, and that was live, and that's.
See, but no. I'm buying that this is legit.
Bro. Yeah. Breaking news. Kevin Durant has been traded to the Milwaukee Bucks.
Damn it, Hoop Central. Come on, give me a break.
The Knicks are expected to sign Jalen Brunson to a 4-year, $200 million deal.
That could be real.
It's not real.
It could be.
You got sacked.
Damn it, that's
The
so lame.
Lakers have waived Russell Westbrook. Okay, so that...
Okay, we'll cut that out.
No, that's going in for sure. So... Yeah. I knew it. I knew that was way too specific
No
to
way,
real.
I saw it again.
It's not real. Someone probably retweeted it just like you, thinking it was real.
Joseph said it.
Oh, nice. How many followers does Joseph have? What do we got? Oh, Joseph and his 176 followers.
Okay.
Come on, Joseph.
That might have been flawed, but okay. Getting off that.
Getting back on and then off again.
Yeah.
I truly don't know. Kevin Durant is about as easy to read
He's just
as a Harry Potter book. Like he is. I mean, okay, that's a terrible analogy, because Harry Potter books are actually relatively easy to read if you're smart. But scrap what I said altogether. I don't even know. I haven't read them. So someone that's read Harry Potter, tell me.
So, getting to my side of it, to where I think Kevin Durant's going and what's happening.
Detroit.
No, I don't even want that. It would just screw our rebuild for 2 years of maybe we'll win one, and then he'll leave and go somewhere else.
You wouldn't trade your future for a ring, because that's what the Lakers did.
But it's
how
not
hard it is to win a ring.
I know it's hard,
It's not a guaranteed ring though. Like
I don't know if Cade Cunningham, Kevin Durant, and Bagley can win a ring.
Yeah.
And that's a lot. We'd have to give up so much.
Cade Cunningham, Durant, and Bagley.
Yeah, Detroit's got the new big three. It's like,
no, I see what you're saying.
it's just, I'm not willing to take that risk.
Yeah, you're risking
Because,
a lot.
especially from what we saw in Brooklyn, because I thought 100% that team was going to win a ring. They were stacked. And look what happened. So I wouldn't want Detroit.
They're low-key still kind of got a good roster. Like, I don't even know why they'd want to leave that.
They're still fine. I don't know why they're blowing it up. I think they're just panicking. Like and Kevin Durant and Kyrie might not have the greatest relationship after Kyrie sitting out.
Yeah,
a lot.
I don't know. Yeah, that's a tough one.
And Harden dipped, obviously. So it's just a tough. If I was Brooklyn, I would try to keep him just because. Why not try to run it back? Because they still have a good roster. But
yeah,
they're not going to stay. I don't think.
I think
Kevin Durant definitely isn't going to stay. I could maybe see Kyrie.
Well, I think at this point,
but I think they're both out.
If what people have, like someone reported that Kevin Durant literally went up to the owner or GM himself and said he wanted out. So if the reports are true, I don't know if you could really, especially if you knowing Kevin Durant's history and Kyrie's history, if you were the GM, Like, why would you want to keep them kind of at the, like, I know they're obviously insane players, but it's
that's fair.
why would we keep you guys if you're going to leave for nothing? Like, Kyrie could literally walk next year for absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's true. Might as well try to get something out of him.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. That report came out like almost a week ago, and nothing has. There's been like.
I've been waiting to see something big happen.
I know. I feel like every day I wake up and hop on Twitter, and I'm like, where is it? And then.
And the biggest one we've gotten is Gobert to the Wolves.
No, Thomas Bryant to the Lakers. That's huge.
Oh, excuse me. No, we got Kevin Knox to the Pistons. But
yeah, that's a league breaker.
Second best Kevin in free agency.
That's facts. All right, so real quick, we just wanted to talk about our wish list for available free agents. So,
okay, so I think I got a list right here.
The remaining free agents left.
So, just to rattle off the list quick, free agents still available. We got James Harden, DeAndre Ayton, Colin Sexton, Caleb Martin, Montrezl Harrell, Carmelo Anthony, Hassan Whiteside, Kessler Edwards, Dennis Schroeder, Austin Rivers, Blake Griffin, Juancho Hernan-Gomez, and DeMarcus Cousins.
Out of that list, as a Lakers fan, I don't know if I want Carmelo back. I mean, he was a great scorer for us last year, but like he couldn't guard a broomstick. Like he's just obviously not what he once was. He's just getting up there in age. But I mean, I might give him another shot. He was fun to watch. I don't know.
I think if I was the Lakers, I'd like to see him get another shot, just because you just have to know what he can do now. He's just not going to be a defensive player. He's going to be a scorer. He's going to be a mid-range scorer.
And when he catches fire, like he's still like a flamethrower. Like there are games like
we saw that in Portland.
Yeah, no, I would take Melo back. I like Melo, but the defense is suspect, and like that's one of the things the Lakers have tried to like fix this offseason was like get younger. But all right, guys, sorry for the abrupt ending. We ran out of space on our phone, but hopefully coming soon. We're going to be using an actual camera, so that won't be an issue. Be better quality, better sound, stuff like that. But anyways, we just want to say thanks for tuning in to episode 1. We hope you enjoyed it. Let us know in the comments what you want to see us talk about, what you don't want to see us talk about, what you enjoyed, all that. Just give us some ideas. Any feedback is good feedback. And yeah,
we had a lot of fun doing this. We hopefully can keep doing this at least once a week, if not more. We really like doing this. Follow us on all social media. We're on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Floor Generals. So if you like what you saw, please give us a follow on those. There'll be plenty more to come.
And subscribe if you're watching on YouTube.
Yep, definitely.
But yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.
Deuces.